10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
Is brought to you by All Pro Roofing. AllProRoofingLLC.com on 1010XL.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Hit it.
Yeah! Sports Concepts and Rationalization is coming your way. We call it the 10-minute drill. We do it each and every day except Tuesday. Beef after the 10-minute drill. We do have a little prize pack, and it involves the celebration of the drill through the majesty of song.
This is true, Dan. Stay tuned to the end of the 10-minute drill, where one lucky Guggen will go home with a pair of tickets to the Lords of 52nd Street Legends of the Billy Joel Band coming up on March 25th at the Florida Theater.
Strictly an 80s rock Billy Joel
What
band.
about this, by the way?
Play Stranger!
Hey,
How about some scenes from an Italian restaurant?
as to the question that we bandied about, Outbreak, 1995.
Outbreak also was 95.
So that was
That's
the
shocking.
right. That was. It's amazing
Wow.
we got off of that one.
Shouts
Wow.
to the 12 Monkeys.
Yeah.
Shout out to the 12 months.
Well, we wonder, how can you configure this? What kind of aggressiveness do you need to show? What will be the best way to utilize this new NIL system to your advantage? And we found out the team, the program, the entity that was ahead of the curve on the whole thing, and that is Texas A&M. Have you seen this report from 27 Sports?
No.
Well, it's quoting some other college football programs, and here's how Texas A&M just put together what many are calling the best recruiting class of all time. It's no surprise once you hear these reports why it came in the shadow of the new NIL era. The Aggies spent between $25 and $30 million to shore up the nation's top class.
There you go.
The effort was targeted and coordinators. The Aggies even have a backstop in place. The deals are structured to keep players in College Station for multiple years. Contracts are set up as multi-year deals. If a player leaves, he leaves the money behind in Texas. Here's how it goes. A coach identifies a recruit he wants to target. That coach then tells a, quote, point donor. The point donor gathers other donors around him. Those donors create an LLC. The LLC, in turn, for a commitment, sponsors the targeted recruit. That recruit, upon arrival on campus, receives money from the LLC. In turn, the recruit promotes the LLC and its, quote, cause, whether that be a charity or a business. And by the way, don't be mad at Texas A&M.
No.
This is exactly what the guy on the Gator Collective and came on. This is exactly what he's talking about.
Yes.
This is the arms race. The new arms race in college football
Yes.
is the cash race.
Funneling the money to
Which
the players.
programs, benefactors, and boosters are willing to pay millions of their own dollars for 19-year-old mercenaries to win football games on Saturday.
So listen closely, Gator Nation. Next year, if the final score says Utah 31 and Florida 21, and we go to Billy on line 3, and Billy's screaming about how bad Florida is, you know what I'm going to ask him first? Are
Pony
you
up.
part of the Gator Collective?
Pony up, Billy.
Billy, are you chiming in with your part? What are you doing, Billy? Are you helping the cause? Oh, my goodness. But that's where we're headed.
Scared money don't make money.
Thank you,
right.
Billy.
Well, scared money. It ain't scared money in Texas A&M. It's paid money, and it's resulted in the top recruiting class, not just in the country this year, but the experts are saying ever.
Very, very excited, by the way, that Mike P's coming home to Gainesville.
Yeah, I think
Really
people like that. I
Yeah.
mean, that always hits home with the
He was an All-American at Florida.
Yeah, won a national title.
He won a natty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second round draft pick. He was I believe a Pro Bowler with the Jags. He's a really good player here.
Really good. A lot of tackles.
We used to get good players in free agency. We don't do that anymore.
He was here 04 to 08.
Very good.
5 years. Went to Atlanta after that, played a few years, and started with the Colts. Had a real good NFL career. Got into coaching at Florida. Went with Champ to South Carolina, and now he's coming back home to coach, I think, the linebackers. I'm excited.
Mike P was a second-team All-Pro in 05.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second team All-Pro.
Yeah.
That's better than Pro Bowler. Now, 04, you said 04 to 09?
04 to 08, I believe.
Well, what a shock that would coincide with 2 playoff berths.
Yeah.
You know, we had Stroud and Henderson and Mojo and Fred and Jimmy for part of that. And, and under Shad Khan's direction for 10 years, we have failed in player procurement at every angle. We've been the worst in free agency, and we've been the worst drafting.
I tried to caution the Googans because of we always overreaction, right? There's always overreaction. And the big overreaction after Friday night was Aiden Hutchinson's no good. He's no good. I saw him. Did you see this viral shot of him getting whooped? He fell backwards and the guy smoked him.
It's one play.
Yeah, Dane Brugler. Hot take. Aiden Hutchinson played pretty well versus Georgia. He just wasn't dominant because they smartly gave him the Bosa treatment. A lot of quick game. What did we say? Bennett got rid of it fast all night to negate the pass rush. When the quarterback did drop back, there was a running back tight end chipping number 97 constantly. Just a well-executed game plan by UGA, and I'm looking at one particular play where Bowers hits him, and then the tackle's working him and holding him, and he's still almost getting to Bennett where he actually did a 5-step drop and sat in the pocket for a second. Here comes Aiden Hutchinson. So, everybody wants to jump. I watched that. Well, no. There's a lot of tendencies there, a lot of things happen. Now, I'm not telling you he's better than Thibodeau. How many of us have watched a whole Thibodeau game? So these guys watch the entire season, their entire careers. And I'm not saying trust the Jags. Don't get me wrong.
It needs to be Chase Young, Miles Garrett,
Yes,
J.J.
Bosa.
Watt, Joey Bosa.
Yes.
It needs to be that guy.
I get you.
Yeah.
But if they go. Now, that leads into my one-to-one financial poll question of the day. When the Jags secure the number 1 overall pick for the second straight season, what position would you draft? Not do you think they will draft. What position would you draft? I gave you DN, wide receiver, O-line, other. DN, wide receiver, O-line, other with the number 1 pick.
It depends on how savvy people are. I think your gut reaction is that we need a wide receiver.
Yeah.
But, you have to also be aware of where wide receivers are kind of forecast talent-wise and where the Jags are.
It's an interesting opinion here with 650 votes, and you can vote at Dan Hicken on Twitter if you like beef. We'll also post it, or maybe already has. But O-line, 40.8, wide receiver, 34.3, DN, 20.1, other 4.8.
That's cliche. O-line is not the number 1 priority. We're missing the boat on that one.
Well, yes and no. Yes.
For the top pick, I know. Yeah.
And by the way, in McShay's, can you pull up Todd McShay's top 32 real quick? I want to make a point.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to talk about this today anyway. So in Todd McShay's top 32 players, you have it, Beef? Okay. Oi! Beef has it.
I got it right. Okay.
Okay.
I didn't know if your computer was bogging down on you, Jeff.
Anyway,
mine is a perfect again.
Okay.
Anyway, the first receiver shows up at 6, if I'm not mistaken. That's Jameson Williams. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Beef?
Yeah. Okay, then that's who I want then. If he's 6, he's 1.
Okay, so then the next receiver is 12 and 14 right in that area. Those are the 2 Ohio State kids. Is that correct?
No, 9 for Garrett Wilson.
Okay, 9 for Garrett Wilson, then like 12 or 14 for Olave.
12 for Drake London.
And then Olave.
And Olave.
My point is this. This is different from the mock draft.
Olave is 22.
Yeah, this is different from the mock draft we did the other day, and there'll be adjustments. I'm not saying McShay's right either, but it appears to me that he is more up to date in terms of understanding the importance of a good receiver. And I think teams are now shifting to finally.
Well, these guys are working.
Hey, wait a minute now.
Jefferson and Chase.
Yeah, you got to have one
Waddle.
of those guys. Correct. So now you'll still see Hutchinson and Thibodeau 1 and 2. Is that correct, fellas? Do you have that 1 and 2? And Evan Neal 3.
Yeah, I thought Neal was 4. Let me go back up to the top.
Yeah. Oi!
If I took a defender, that Nakobe Dean, I think is going to be the best pro.
Yeah. Okay.
All over the place. Yeah, he's got 1 and 2. Neal is 3rd.
Okay.
And then Stingley is 4th.
All right. So anyway,
It's changed a lot. These guys have been.
My point is this: now go down to 32. You're not going to find receivers in that area.
Although there's 20, you do have Burks at 29.
Yeah, but that's a gamble.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so after 29, I looked this up. I think the next receiver you'll see is David Bell, and he has him ranked like 71st, Jeff. In other
we
words,
took him in round 2.
The glut of but you'll see Trey McBride from Colorado State, tight end.
If there's
at 32, is that correct? If it's Trey McBride 32nd?
You know what we really need here? Although there's a double-edged sword here. If one of those defensive ends goes through, he was 30th, McBride.
Yeah.
If one of those defensive ends goes through the process and he emerges as they're talking about him as Chase Young, Myles Garrett, that would be intriguing enough for a team like, the Eagles or Giants who have multiple first top 10 picks to move up. But if that guy emerges, then the Jags probably take him.
Yeah. I would rather, personally, if you could give me and again, I don't trust these guys drafting. I'd like to trade for some established guys But if you accumulate more picks, again, you just got to hit on them. And again, who's going to make the pick? It's a moot point if we can't take the right guys. But here we are. We've tried everything. We're no good at it. Maybe we think out of the box and we take a receiver at 1. if we have to. Maybe we do.
I'm okay. I think that Trevor Lawrence with a Chaser or Jefferson will show so much, or a Stephon Diggs. I mean,
because let me tell you something, boys. The free agency wide receiver market is dried up, and we're not even out of the season yet. Godwin, torn ACL. Gallup, torn ACL. Devontae Adams ain't getting out of Green Bay. And Allen Robinson's not as good as he was. He's not, he's got like 30 catches this year.
He's been injured. He hasn't hardly played.
Well, those are your top 4, boys. So, good luck.
All right. Florida returns to the basketball court tonight. They'll host Alabama.
Holy cow.
It's been a long time. They haven't played since December 22nd, I think.
Oh, I crushed.
Before that, the 18th.
I crushed Kentucky Jeff last night. I enjoyed that.
They lost at LSU last night. But I want to talk about another team.
All right.
And where are you on the concern meter of even being a tournament team at this point if you're FSU basketball fan?
You're got problems.
I
haven't watched enough of them.
You're not. Well, they're 7-5.
Right, they're 1-2 in the ACC. I haven't watched. They've missed a bunch of games because of the COVID
They
stuff.
lost to Syracuse at home. They lost to South Carolina. They got blown out at Purdue.
Yeah, they look like more of a middle-of-the-pack team
But they lost yesterday. I think yesterday was the bottom out mark. Wake Forest beat them 76-54. Now, the Noles won Saturday. By the way, ACC Network is up and running on Xfinity.
Yeah.
You know that?
Yeah.
I've caught a couple of games, although I tried to watch a game on there yesterday, and it threw me to some documentary of some sort. So I don't know what kind of restrictions we have, if any. But, yeah, look, he's utilizing the same system. Leonard's going to use a lot of bodies, going to run at you in ways, but they're missing the star power at the top. Beasley and Bacon and Isaac and Williams and Barnes and Vassell and Mann. These are all, not Mann, all of those other guys, first-round draft picks. You don't see that on this team. Even though, is it Matthew Cleveland, the freshman that was All-American? Right? They had another McDonald's guy. It was Matt Cleveland, right? Isn't that who it was? So the Noles are now 7-5 after losing last night. So
yeah,
they got a home game against Louisville and Miami here back-to-back. I would behoove them to win a couple of games. They play at Syracuse where they already lost at home. Then they got Duke. They'll probably beat Duke at home, right, when they storm the courts. SDC.
A Cam Champ WD's from the first tournament of 2022. COVID.
I imagine golf is really going to get wrecked with this more highly contagious, less severe variant, right?
Yeah.
The good news with this one is that the doubling and tripling of numbers has led to less deaths and hospitalizations. So we're not dealing with the same animal as the beginning.
Jags D-line, Bruce Feldman, Tosh Lapoy, who was here, expected to be formally announced Wednesday as Oregon's new DC.
Yeah, I saw that.
And also, just some other quick news and notes, and I thought this was good. This is from NFL Data Analyst. And this is your analytics at work sometimes that, not everything is what it seems.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry Rice, who ran a 4.7 140.
This is the dumbest tweet in history.
Would be a practice squad player in today's NFL. A prime Rice, the algorithm suggests, would be the 193rd most effective wide receiver today.
Well, no, that's dumb. That you would
Rice, enabled by coach and quarterback talent, was somewhat effective in his day, but today's wide receivers are a different breed.
You're
somewhat effective.
Yeah,
I'm
going to go ahead and say you're wrong.
Yeah, no.
Right.
By the way, what did Cooper Kupp run?
Right.
He was like a 4.6 something.
You ask
How's he
anybody.
doing?
That's the dumbest thing.
You ask
I've ever
anybody.
heard.
Rice is not only considered the greatest receiver,
Greatest
arguably
player.
the greatest
Yeah.
single player.
Yeah.
To say that he would know, you could say the analytics would push him down, but you can't.
That's comical.
That is
Rice was a
comical.
first rounder, though, wasn't he?
No.
You sure? I think he was.
Yeah, they traded to get him. Yeah.
I mean, he's a small school guy, but
Yeah.
he was highly thought of. Even.
16th overall pick.
Yeah. I think the Niners traded for him.
Yes, from New England.
New England, right?
It's the
Yeah.
12
It was the last time a trade with New England worked out.
Is the 12 Monkeys movie good, Beef?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. All right, let's do
I
this.
just do not remember them living underground.
Let's do this. Let's go caller 3.
Let's.
641-1010. Sing us a song, Piano Man.
No Joel Duop, okay?
Yeah, we'll come back. We'll see what's trending. We have the Murphy Power Hour at 9 o'clock. Lots of good things happening here today on The Drill on 1010XL 92.5 FM.